kids like to call it because they're so sweet. It's actually a guilty pleasure because you're going to use a lot of brown sugar, a lot of butter, and I'm going to go old school and use dark karo syrup. You'll see all the ingredients and how to make this and everything else in the description box. I pair my candied yams with macaroni and cheese, homemade macaroni and cheese, because I'm a macaroni and cheese snob, and we don't do boxed macaroni and cheese. No, we do not. And with greens. My husband actually calls this day, he loves me to make it, Negro Day, because it's our soul food. Anyway, candied yams. I'm actually going to do a recipe for my macaroni and cheese too, so be looking for that. Candied yams in the base oven. Let's go. Oh yeah, and I use yams. I don't use sweet potatoes. You know how some people, they make yams, or candied yams, but they use sweet potatoes? I don't. I actually use yams because I like the texture and all that good stuff of the yam. Because sometimes when you use sweet potatoes, it gets that stringy stuff, and you know, you're eating them, and you're like, how do you pick the ones that don't have the stringy mess? Anyhow, I use actual yams, and I feel like I never lose when I use the actual, can I talk? Yams. All right, let's go. Base oven, candied yams. Okay, for these wonderful candied yams, you're going to need yams. You're going to need a lemon, surprisingly, some butter, the old school dark karo syrup, some vanilla, some ground cinnamon, and some wonderful brown sugar. Okay? Those are your ingredients for these yams. Okay, so these are my yams, aka my sweet yams, aka sweet potatoes. So I'm going to, and I actually use yams. I like the way that the yams, but I'm boiling them and I'm testing to see how tender they are, and they're not that tender yet. So I'm gonna let them get a little bit more tender. And I don't want them to get super tender because I'm gonna put them in the oven once I've glazed them with the sauce. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm letting them boil first. Some people just bake them, but I let mine boil first for a little bit. Okay, so with the yams, I'm checking to see for the desired tenderness. This one is still kind of hard. I want it to get a little bit more tender. This one is perfect. So I'm gonna take this one out and put it to the side. So I'm gonna get this. Kind of heavy. Just gonna take it out, put it to the side, and I'm just gonna let it cool off. Okay, so now I believe this one is perfectly tender. So I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna take that one out and put it to the side also so it can cool and I can peel them. Okay, so I'll put them in this small pan because I figure when I get ready to cut all of them up, they're gonna end up being small. So I'll cut them both in half, and I'm letting them cool so that I can get ready to skin them, and I'm gonna add my glaze. Okay, so now I'm peeling the potatoes, and I'm gonna peel each and every one of these so that I can slice them and we can have some yummy yams. Okay, so we're gonna peel each one, get all the skin off. It should just come right off because you boiled it. And we go from there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna slice all of them. So they're still a bit rough. I should have made more, especially with my household, as much as they love these yams. So I'm just slicing all of them. Okay. And then I'm gonna spread them out neatly. We're gonna start off by getting that pot, and we're gonna add 1 stick of butter. So let's get that butter melted. Okay, so as you can see, the butter. Okay, so I added a cup of brown sugar along with the butter, and I mixed it in. I'm gonna add about a cup of karo syrup also, and then I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla and a half teaspoon of cinnamon. And what's gonna happen is, it's gonna be like the candy, you know, it gets a little bit hard, so that's when you add the lemon to it to get the texture that you want. Okay, so I'm just stirring the brown sugar and the, and see, I'm not measuring, but here I'm gonna add the karo syrup. That dark karo syrup. And that had about, that was probably half a cup, and this is gonna be about a cup. I'm gonna add some more. Gotta turn my fire down. And just stir it up. Stir it up. Okay. And this is gonna be your candied, your candy for your yams. And let me add my cinnamon so I can get this house smelling wonderful with the cinnamon, with my half teaspoon of cinnamon. So there we go. And then about a teaspoon of vanilla. And that'll be all your ingredients besides the lemon. Okay? And you guys will love this. I don't know if you guys like yams and macaroni, cheese, and greens mixed together as much as we do. So you're gonna keep stirring, and I'll show you the next step. And the stirring does a lot for it. So make sure that you get your stir on and make sure that the ingredients are mixed well together. Stir and stir, stir, stir. Okay, so you see how it's all bubbly now? Now I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon to it. And it, like, I don't know, it gives it a nice flavor, and it calms the candiness of it down when you get ready to pour it over your yams. Okay? That's that. Okay, now this is the best part. You're gonna add your sauce, your drizzle to it. And one of the biggest things is adding the butter and the brown sugar together and letting that, you know, cook together for a while. This flavor, oh my gosh, I think this is the best one I've made. And make sure you can taste it beforehand. But you want it to look like that. And we're gonna put it in the oven for about maybe 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Let's go.